Hey everybody. Hey, I'm back and I am here with my second video. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Gail and I'm from North Carolina, and I've started my very first YouTube channel, and it is called A Brutal Life because, as we all know, life is brutal and life is beautiful. And they go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. So before I get started, I just want to start out with my disclaimer. None of my videos are meant to treat, diagnose, prevent, or cure disease or condition. So I'm not a doctor, I'm not a clinician, I'm not a diagnostician. So I'm not here to diagnose anything. I'm not a medical doctor. Second, if you are in a situation that you believe is an emergency, such as you're having feelings of self-harm or suicidal ideations or thoughts that you are better off gone, call 911, go to your nearest emergency room, call a friend, call me. I'll even give you my number. If you want my number, you can call me. Just pick up that phone and get on the phone with somebody. There's always somebody who will listen to you no matter what. So don't throw that away. This is why we're here. This is why I'm here today. And I'm here to help you, and we're all here to help each other. We're all in this together. So without further ado, I'll start my first official video, and I wanted to address the topic of caffeine as it applies to people with bipolar disorder, which is my diagnosis. I have bipolar 1 disorder. I wanted to talk about how it might impact people with bipolar disorder, and also talk about how it can just have a negative impact on sleep, normal sleep for the normal person. And how if you feel like you might be dependent on caffeine and you want to decrease the amount of caffeine that you're drinking or consuming throughout the course of 24 hours, we can talk about how to decrease that so that your symptoms can be more in check and you feel more like yourself. So to first start off, caffeine works by blocking a neurotransmitter called adenosine. Adenosine is the caffeine. Caffeine works by attaching to the adenosine receptors, and adenosine is what slows down cell activity. So a buildup of adenosine in the cells causes cell fatigue and causes the rest of us to slow down. And what caffeine does when we ingest it is it attaches to those adenosine receptors and blocks that adenosine from being into the cell. So and it gives the consumer a little kick of energy. So as far as mania goes, with my experience, I drink probably 3 to 4 cups of coffee a day, which is probably too much for me, because I definitely notice that when I get to about my 3rd cup, I start to feel almost those hypomanic symptoms, where I get the euphoric rush. My activity level goes up, my agitation goes up, my irritability goes up, and those don't sound like very desirable traits. Even the euphoria, even though it sounds good, it's not. Anybody who has bipolar disorder knows that euphoria means mania, and mania is bad. Mania is really bad. We'll talk about that another day. But mania is not fun. There's nothing fun about going off the rails and feeling like that. But anyway, so when I consume too much caffeine, if I go over my limit, I know that I start to feel a difference in myself. I also notice a difference in my sleep pattern. And that's why most healthcare professionals will recommend that you cut off all caffeine consumption within 8 hours of your bedtime. So if you go to bed at 10 o'clock, maybe don't drink caffeine after 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And it will still have an impact on your sleep, but not as much. If you do continue to drink caffeine until 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It has a half-life and it will still be in your system. Some caffeine will be in your system at in the evening when you go to bed. So it's good to cut that caffeine off ahead of time to make sure that you get the best rest that you can get. Because caffeine plus poor sleep equals fatigue, which means that you're going to look for a boost in caffeine, and that's just a vicious cycle. If that's not a vicious cycle, I don't know what one is. So some alternatives to that rush of energy that you're looking for midday or maybe even later in the day, just to get through the rest of the day or evening. If you're a busy family, maybe you have a lot going on at home and you're drinking caffeine to keep yourself awake and alert. And I know how that goes. I did that when I was a young mom, and I'm still a young mom, but when I was younger and my daughter, who is a teenager now, was younger, and I was working and traveling at the same time for work. And I would drink caffeine in the evening to stay awake, but I would start walking. I would go for a walk when I would be home from not traveling for work, and I would go for a walk or I would go to the gym, and the exercise always gives you those endorphins and that dopamine rush, those feel-good chemicals in your brain that you're looking for when you consume a cup of coffee. So you can almost substitute coffee for exercise. It doesn't sound as fun, but you're going to get kind of the same feeling. So why not get in shape, on top of that? So yeah, so they recommend, going 8 or more hours between last cup of coffee and bedtime. And if you want to decrease your caffeine, the professionals do recommend that you do a step down, because quitting anything cold turkey, whether it's, smoking or coffee or caffeine, that includes tea, soda, other carbonated beverages, coffee, chocolate. If you want to start decreasing the amount of caffeine that you're consuming in your day-to-day lives, because you feel that it might be having an impact on your sleep, or if you have bipolar disorder like me, if you feel like it might have an impact on your mood, do a step down. Start substituting a non-caffeinated beverage for one of your servings of a caffeinated beverage a day, and kind of step down from that. Go one more beverage, and then one more beverage, and then one more. And then, if you can't completely go off of caffeine, maybe try to do like a half calf thing and do half caffeinated, half calf, half decaf, sorry. This is somebody that used to work at Starbucks, and I can't get calf and half calf. I need more caffeine. Just kidding. Because what caffeine does with sleep is it increases the time to fall asleep, and it decreases the time that you stay asleep, and it also disrupts that REM, the REM deep sleep cycle. So there's so many benefits. In conclusion, to this video, I really appreciate you all watching and indulging me here. There's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of health benefits to decreasing or eliminating caffeine in your life, whether you have mental illness, physical illness, both, or none. So please subscribe to my channel or hit like if you like what you've seen. If you have any ideas on topics that you'd like to discuss as it comes to mental, physical illness, health, wellness, life, poetry, food, whatever, let's have fun with each other, because this is life. We're all in it together. We're all here to help each other out. I'm going to peace out now. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys really soon. And thanks for watching.